Your brain is slowly burning, not because of a drug or a disease, but because of something you consume every single day without even realizing it. Sexual music, ultra-sexy music videos, movies filled with intimate scenes, and social media overflowing with images that constantly push you to think about sex. All of this is reprogramming your mind. And the worst part is, you think it's normal. Today, everything is sexualized, absolutely everything. And you're right in the middle of it. You open Instagram or TikTok, you see videos focused on bodies, suggestive dances, close-ups on intimate parts, provocative looks. You listen to music, it's no longer about love or respect. It's about sexual domination, performance, and toxic fantasies. You watch a series? Even the simplest plots always include a steamy scene, and your brain absorbs it all, day after day, night after night. It becomes addicted to these stimuli, to the point where, even when you're alone with no screen, your mind still craves it. You can't focus anymore. You can't pray. You can't study, create, or think deeply, because somewhere in your mind there's always an image, a lyric, a scene. This hypersexualization is slowly poisoning you like an invisible addiction, and it often starts young. By constantly listening to music filled with sexual insinuations, by watching music videos full of half-naked bodies, your brain ends up associating pleasure with constant sexuality. As a result, you become a slave to your phone, a slave to your imagination, a slave to your own weakness. And yet, it's not your fault. This system is built that way, to weaken you, to keep you under control, to stop you from becoming a strong man or a focused woman, disciplined, connected to God, to your mission, to your purpose. If you want to free your mind from this invisible prison, subscribe. This channel is your escape plan. 1. Constant exposure to sexual content. Every day, from the moment you unlock your phone, your brain is flooded with sexual cues. Whether it's Instagram Reels, TikTok dances, or YouTube thumbnails, it's everywhere. You scroll, and before you even realize it, your attention is hijacked by seductive poses, revealing outfits and audio tracks designed to trigger a reaction. These aren't harmless. They rewire your brain over time. Your dopamine system, the part of your brain that manages pleasure and motivation, starts to crave these short bursts of sexual stimulation. It becomes a loop. See, react, scroll, repeat. And over time, your brain no longer sees people as people. It starts to associate bodies with pleasure and nothing more. That's not just dangerous, it's dehumanizing. 2. Pornography and its long-term damage. Porn isn't just adult entertainment, it's a powerful drug. And the more you consume it, the more it alters your brain. Just like hard drugs, it triggers massive dopamine spikes that feel good in the moment, but leave you empty and numb afterward. Over time, you need more extreme content to feel the same high. That's how addiction starts. You stop feeling attraction in real life. You feel disconnected from reality, from real people, and even from yourself. Many studies have linked porn consumption to higher levels of anxiety, depression, and even sexual dysfunction. It literally changes your brain structure, shrinking the part responsible for self-control and long-term planning. It turns confidence into shame, strength into weakness, real intimacy into fantasy. 3. Music as a subtle reprogramming tool. You may not realize it, but most of the songs you listen to are designed to keep your mind locked in a sexual state. The lyrics? Constant references to sex, dominance, lust. The beat? Slow, seductive, repetitive, engineered to enter your subconscious. You sing along without noticing the messages you're feeding your brain. These songs aren't about connection or love. They're about objectification, fantasy, and instant pleasure. And if you listen to them daily, you begin to normalize those ideas. You start to believe that your worth comes from your sex appeal, that relationships are just transactions, that love means performance, and slowly, your view of the world changes. Without even realizing it, your mind becomes sexualized 24/7, even when you're not in the mood. The impact on focus and mental discipline. Sexual content doesn't just corrupt your morals, it kills your focus. Try to study, and a flashback hits you. Try to pray, and your imagination wanders. Try to sleep, and your mind replays scenes from music videos, shows, or things you've seen online. That's not a coincidence, it's conditioning. Your brain now treats sexual triggers as rewards, so it keeps you distracted. Instead of chasing purpose, you chase pleasure. Instead of mastering your mind masters you. And the worst part? You think it's just a lack of discipline, but it's deeper than that. It's mental pollution. It's an overstimulated brain with no room for clarity, creativity, or deep thinking. You can't build your future if you're constantly rewinding fantasies from your past. 5. Emotional numbness and broken relationships. The more your brain is exposed to hypersexualized content, the less sensitive it becomes to real emotions. You start losing your ability to connect deeply. Real love starts to feel boring. Real people seem less attractive because your brain now expects perfection, edited bodies, fake reactions, exaggerated pleasure. So when you're faced with a real human, with flaws, emotions, and boundaries, you feel frustrated or uninterested. You avoid commitment, you fear vulnerability, and relationships become shallow, purely physical, or non-existent. Many people don't even realize how much their inability to form real bonds is rooted in their overexposure to sexual content. It kills trust, it kills empathy, and worst of all, it kills your ability to love genuinely and unconditionally. 6. The spiritual damage. You don't see this obsession with sexuality isn't just hurting your brain or your emotions. It's damaging your soul. You start to drift from who you truly are. Your values become blurred. You feel guilt, but you ignore it. You feel distant from your spiritual beliefs, from your inner peace. Why? Because every time you consume sexual content, you violate your own standards. You betray your own conscience. That silent voice in your head, the one that used to speak clearly, starts to fade. And soon you stop feeling anything at all. You live on autopilot. You smile, you laugh, but deep down you're empty. That's the cost. You lose your inner fire, your connection with the divine, your purpose, and regaining it takes intentional effort, honesty, and healing. 7. The road to reclaiming yourself. Desexualization isn't about hating sexuality. It's about putting it in its rightful place. It's about reclaiming your mind, your emotions, your focus, your energy. It's choosing to clean your mental space so you can see clearly again. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Reduce your exposure. Unfollow toxic pages. Change your playlist. Learn to sit with discomfort instead of escaping through fantasy. Choose content that feeds your mind instead of draining it. Surround yourself with people who value purity, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. And remember, the goal isn't to become a monk, it's to become free. Because the truth is, the more control you have over your desires, the more power you have over your life. The world is constantly trying to steal your attention, sexualize your mind, and weaken your will. But you have a choice. You can choose to protect your thoughts, to fight for your clarity, to become a man or woman of depth, not just desire. You don't have to live in mental chains. You were born for more strength, more peace, more purpose. Don't let the world rob you of that. If this message woke something up in you, hit that subscribe button. This is just the beginning of your transformation.